What's going on, guys? In this video, we are going to be making this simple portfolio tracker. If you've watched any of my other videos, you know I have a bunch of complex portfolio trackers in multiple tabs, and there's some coding involved. This one, we're going back to the basics. Just some nice and easy functions, nothing too crazy, and it's all in one place. I'm going to review everything that we see here, and then we're going to I'm going to walk you through it step by step on exactly how to make it. So you could see in this section that I have highlighted, this is where all the data is. Again, there's no crazy functions going on. This might be the most complex function, just one-liner, nothing crazy. We're not going into the app scripts or any of that. So you could see we have our tickers here, what security it is over here, what the current price is. We're pulling from Google Finance, as you can see. Then we have the shares, how many shares you have, the value of your position. That's just taking the price and multiplying it by the shares, your cost basis, purchase price, and then your total return. Up here, you can see these are my positions, and it gives me a real good visual on where my money is in this portfolio. Then we have a nice breakdown over here, so we could see how much my portfolio is made up of certain assets: individual stocks, ETFs, international, crypto, and bonds. And then we have my returns over here. I could see my biggest winners and my biggest losers. So I think this kind of covers all your bases. This is pretty much what you want to see. You want to log in, see exactly what's going on with your positions, nice and easy. So we're going to dive, well, before we even dive right in, I'm going to show you how it works. Very simple. Let's say we want to add the CSHD, that's the Charles Schwab Dividend ETF. So we type in the ticker, and you can see we already got some stuff loading here. It is an ETF, so we're going to do that. You may notice right here we have the CSHD, and then also down here, the ETF in the portfolio breakdown has not changed yet because we did not assign how many shares we have. Let's pretend we have 10 shares. You can see that moved, and then now this is at 30%. Before it was a little less than 30%. And then our purchase price, if the current price is $74, let's say we picked it up for $70. And you can see there's our little return right there. Maybe we picked it up for 80 and we're at a loss. And then you can see this jumps over to the negative. And just to show, let's pretend we had a lot of shares. So you can see these two charts move. Let's say we had 1,000 shares. You could see most of my money would be wrapped up in that. And then also show for the portfolio breakdown, most of it would be in an ETF. But we'll drop it back down to 10. And yeah, that's fine. We'll keep it like that. So now we're going to jump on to a new page, and I'm going to walk you through step by step on exactly how to make it. So for starters, you're going to want this up at the top: ticker, security type, price, shares, value, cost basis, purchase price, and total return. I'm just going to jump back here and copy all the tickers that I have just to save some time, so you can plug that in, whatever your tickers are. So first, we're going to jump over to security. You're going to right click, we're going to go to drop down, and you're going to click that. And what's cool is now we can put in all of our different options for our security types. So we have stocks, we have ETFs, and then we hit add another. What I have, bonds, add another, crypto, and then last, international. And you guys can get creative. Maybe you want to break it down by large cap and small cap stocks, dividend ETFs to some other ETF. Like, there's so many different ways you could go about it, so you can really look at the full breakdown. Maybe you want to go by industry, which will get a little bit more complex, but just to save time, we're keeping it simple right now. And then we want to color code it. So I think stocks I had green, ETFs I had blue, bonds was red, international was purple, and then of course crypto, we want that nice Bitcoin color. So that's close enough. We'll hit OK. So there we go. There are all of our colors. We hit done, and then we just want to drag this down. So I'm just going to drag it down to the SCHD. I don't know why I have such a problem saying that. But if you have more securities, obviously you could just keep on going down the line with this. But I'm just going to keep it right there for now. And we're going to fill it in. So with the drop down, we got our stocks. And then I could actually just drag this down. And then our 3 ETFs here. Our international, which is also an ETF. But I'm just showing you the different things you could do. Our crypto, our bonds. Here's another stock, and then here's another ETF. So now for price, it is going to be your Google Finance. So do equals Google Finance, and then you hit on the ticker, and that's going to pull the current price. And then it will autofill, and there we go. But if you noticed, I have something a little bit different. We jump over here. I have an if is blank. So I'm going to show you exactly what that is, and to save time, I'm actually going to copy that. So we're going to jump over here, and I'm going to do if is blank, and we want it to be, I think I'm in row 3 for whatever reason, so we want it in that corresponding row. I had it there. I meant to put it up here in A2, but because I'm in C3, I need to make sure that this, if is blank, A3, then we want Google Finance A3. And now I could take that and update the code or the function, going up and down with it. So now all of them have, you can see up here, if is blank A2, if is blank A3. And this is what's happening. If I drag this function down, these stay blank. We don't get an error message. If we, let's just actually take this away to show you. If we take this away and then hit enter, well, it won't even let us do it because it'll say there's a problem. Oh, wait, there we go. See how it says NA? That looks ugly. I don't like it. So pretty much what this function is doing is saying, hey, if this field is blank, just leave it blank. Don't produce an error message. That's all we want. So that's good. Now we're going to jump over to the shares. Again, I'm just going to jump back here and steal the shares that I have because I don't have a photographic memory. And we are going to plug that in. Now that makes value pretty easy because all our value is our price multiplied by our shares. We're going to hit equals, and look at that. It already is suggesting that. So we'll hit enter, and then we will drag this down. And now we're going to run into the same problem here. We're going to have a bunch of zeros, or it would say NA, but it doesn't. I don't want zeros. I want it to be blank. So again, we're just going to steal what we had right here. And then we're going to jump over to value, and we're going to add that in front and then hit enter. And then that's going to give us the same thing. Now we can drag this all the way down, and you can see it stays blank, so it looks clean. And we're just going to make that dollar signs. We're going to make this dollar signs. And personally, I like when everything is centered. I think it looks a lot cleaner. So we're going to center everything. Now for our cost basis, I kind of have this out of order. I mean, this could actually be before purchase price. Because now we need to do the purchase price, and that's just, hey, what did we buy the stock for? Again, I'm just going to cheat, and I'm going to steal it from over here because I don't remember what I had, and I want it to look the same. But this is what your purchase price is of all your different positions. And then for cost, you're just going to do equals the shares and multiply that by the purchase price. And there's its auto suggestion. And then same deal, we are going to want this little function, the if is blank, A2, comma, quotation, quotation, comma. So we're going to put that there, hit enter, and then we could drag that all the way down. And we don't have to worry. And then last is we have total return. After this, the hard part's done. So it's going to be equals, and then for our total return, it is going to be open parentheses, or open parentheses, value minus cost basis, close, then we want to divide it by our cost and hit enter, bring it all the way down and make it a percentage. And then same deal as what we've been doing. We want that if is equals blank, equals if it is blank. So we are going to throw that right in front of this. And now we could take this and drag it all the way down. So that's pretty much it for the data, which again, super simple. Now we can kind of clean it up. I'm going to make this, I had it like a dark, probably even darker than that. I think I had it a dark green. So we're going to do that. I'm going to make the text white. We could bold the text. Was it a green? It was not. It was gray. So let's do that. Highlight and that nice dark gray. And then what I want to do is actually take all of this. The reason why I'm highlighting more is because I had those functions. There's still a function here. Even though you can't see it, it's still there. So I was just highlighting more than what I actually have in there. I'm going to hit Control X. I think for you Mac users, it's Command X. And let's see, I have this on the 13th row. So we're going to put it on the 13th row, which is right here. So I'm going to hit Control V. It just moves everything down because a chart is going to go up here. So let's start with the chart. That is going to be our actual value of our stocks. So I'm going to jump over here, and you could go down more. Go down however many positions you think you're going to possibly hold. I'm not going to hold more than whatever 100 minus 13 is. But go down as much as you want. And then we want to go to, we could probably do right click. Actually, I had this up. We want to bring this down. Gives us all that stuff. So we go back here, go down. I'll go down to 40 this time around. And then we want to go to Insert Chart. It's going to insert the chart, and it says Add Series. Our series, we need a range. And actually, this is in the way. Let's for now move this into place. I'm going to adjust it up here, and however long, that really doesn't matter right now. Add series, this is still in the way, move that out of the way. We want our value, and just make sure to go down to the same number. So I had it at 40, so you could see that we're going from E13 to E40. Hit OK, and boom, there we go. There is our chart. Now we could go to Customize, and I think I had the background gray, I think. And what we want is a title. So I'm going to do my positions, and I like wide. Well, it doesn't matter if we bold it. I want the color to be black, and then I want it centered. And then that's good. Now we have our positions. Now we could add the two other charts. I'm going to add this chart first, which is this one down here, my returns. And then I'll add the portfolio breakdown because this one's a little bit more confusing. But let's first do my returns. So we're going to jump back over here, and here's the total returns. This is what we're going to be taking from. So same deal. Let's highlight down to say 40. So we're going from A13 down to A40. Insert another chart, and we're going to go to Add Series. Move that out of the way. Click on this and go all the way down to 40. Hit OK. And then there's this, but you see I had mine sideways. So we just need to open our column chart, or well, the setup. And this is the one that we want. So now it's this way. We could go to Customize, Chart Style. We want that, I think I had it a little bit darker. Yeah, I had it like that. And we could go to Chart Title, My Return, or My Returns. Maybe I have it plural, which would make sense. And then same deal, we want it wide, we want it bold. Well, bold doesn't do anything. I keep doing that. We want it black, and we want it in the center. We could X out of that, and now we could drag this down here. A little big, so we could make it smaller so it fits my screen. I think I had it right there. That looks good. It's still a little big. I could bring this in. Oh my God. Computer's not. All right, we're just going to take this, I make it small like that, put it here. And then I'm actually going to delete M all the way to Z. I'm going to get rid of these because I don't need them. They're just getting in the way. So delete. And now I can just bring this out to the end. All right, that was a lot more difficult than it should have been, but that's good. And if I really, well, when I bring this up, it'll fit the screen. But we're going to bring this down. Before we do the last chart, we could actually change all of this to the same gray that I had. And you can make the color whatever you want. But I like everything looking uniform. Just going to do that gray. And again, these were actually not blue. They were, here, if we go to autofill, I had it like a dark green. There we go. All right, so now for the last chart, we're going to highlight both security and price. And we'll go down to 40 or 35. It doesn't matter. We'll go down to 35 for this one. And let's go to chart. And then what we want is pie chart. And now this may look a little weird. It's not what we want. It's because we want to change this. We want to change the price to our E section. Let's hit OK because we want the value. And this still doesn't look right. So what we want to do now is we want to hit aggregate. So the aggregate, you see how it says sum. So now it's summing all of these together, and that's what we want. And we could check our work. We'll make this smaller. Let's look at ETFs that say 30. If you want to check it, let's jump down to the Charles Schwab one, and let's just say 1,000. And then there you go. It changed this massively. That's now 71%, so that's correct. So now let's bring it back down to 10. And now we can make this one look good. So what we will do is go to customize, chart style, or even before that. No, yeah, chart style. No, I'm sorry, setup. I like the donut, and that donut still looks a little too big. So now I need to remember where to go. Pie chart, maybe here. Yeah, I want the donut hole to be 75. I think that looks cleaner in my opinion, but you know, it's up to whatever you want to do. We're gonna make, oh, that's the border. Technically don't need a border. Not there, that's the wrong border that we're looking for. I want the chart style border, and we want that to be the same gray that we've been using. And do I even have a title for this one? Yeah, portfolio breakdown. Just gonna jump back over here. Go to customize. Where is that? Titles. Portfolio breakdown. Okay, and then we're going to change to the wide and make it black like we have been doing. That's the gray. There we go. There's the black, and then we will make it centered. And then the last thing I want to do is I want to change these colors to match these. So let's see, stocks is that dark green. The ETFs are the dark blue. Is that a little too dark? I think it's that one. Then we have international is that purple, or is it darker purple? That's too dark. How about that? Yeah, that looks good enough. And the crypto will be orange, and then the bonds are red. Now that we have that, we can X out of that, drag it over here. I can move this up now, so it gives us more room. I can drag this down, and then drag this over like that. So it's even. If I want, I could drag this down as well. So it fits. And there we go. Minus if I have spelling mistakes on this, that's pretty much it. Again, you could test it to make sure everything's working. So if we change this to say 1,000, Looks like those two jump. If we change our purchase price down to say $8, and there we go, that jumps like crazy just to show, okay, it looks like everything's working on the chart. We could change that back to normal. Let's see if crypto's right. Instead of 0.3, I had 3 Bitcoin. Yep, that looks good. So it seems like everything's working in the chart, which is good. The final test is, let's say we want to buy another stock. How about everyone's favorite stock currently, NVIDIA? Oh, well, we got to drag this down. All right, so I dragged all of that down. So let's test this out. Stock 10. 10 would be a lot. That'd be, so yeah, you could see it changed that. It changed that. Our purchase price, let's see, it's right now $425. Let's say we bought it for $400. That changed. That stayed the same. Let's say we bought it for $100 just to really test everything. Got to give it the stress test, make sure everything's right. $300, that would be right. Bring it back down to $400. Instead of 10 shares, let's say we had 100 shares. Okay, it looks like everything's good. I'm passing the stress test here. And then the final cleanup is you could maybe just make the rest of the chart or the sheet gray. So you can just highlight everything and then make it all gray, just so everything looks nice and uniform. If you want to drag this down, you could drag this all the way down. Or again, drag it down to however many positions you think you'll end up holding. If you don't think you're going to hold more than 100 positions at a time, then you don't even need the rest of the chart. I could go and I could just delete most of these cells. I'm not going to have almost 1,000 positions, so I could just delete all of these. And then that should be good. Just, it keeps it simple. There's less to worry about, less to mess up. But guys, that is it. I hope you liked this video. You can check out all of my other portfolio trackers in my Patreon. The link is in the description. But again, if you like this video, make sure to smash that like button. And guys, as always, I will see you in the next one.